You know, it's kind of funny that um, when you're like the Messiah or whatever, and you're explaining to people that all they have to do is follow coincidences around the world as they create their own book of the Bible, and when you have a story that's good enough after having sacrificed enough, when it's approved by God, God shows you his face, changing you in the twinkling of an eye. Twinkling is the word that they used in the first century. In 1300 BC, the term or the phrase, it burned without being consumed by flames. When Moses saw the burning bush, that was his way of saying twinkling. And in 2018, twinkling, now that we understand technology, twinkling is described as when your vision pixelates. Pixelation, twinkling, burned without being consumed by flames. These are all the same term. That's all seeing, the face of God. Moses hid his face when it happened to him. Me, I recorded it, and it's on this channel. But it's funny that being the first person to see God's face, the twinkling or the pixelation, being the first person to see that and then to live, as I explain that to other people, it kind of, I don't know, like, it's already been done, I guess. So sort of, you know, it sort of loses its, it doesn't lose its luster when it happens to you because it will change you forever. But knowing that it will happen when your story is good enough, going into it with that expectation, for me at least, I've never really been a follower. So I would definitely strive to see the face of God, but I would always want to be the first person, the first fruit. And the only way that that was going to happen would have been if I had the stones to do it myself, without someone explaining to me how seeing the face of God actually works. And that's why it's best to, at least for me, that I was the first person to see the face of God and live. Because I don't know how I would live with myself coming in second or third or 30th or 5,000th or whatever, to know that someone else pulled it off by simply following coincidences, recording them, with a phone like I am now, to document the experience, because it's an intimate thing to see the face of God. Uh, if he's going to show you his face, he wants it recorded, which obviously I did because it's on this channel. So anyway, I think I was thinking about that a second ago when I was watching, a video of the commander-in-chief speaking in front of a crowd of racist. Uh, what do I call it? I don't know. Whatever you call people who use the name of God to further their own agenda without realizing that he's actually monitoring every thought that you're having in real time. I guess you call them blasphemers, people who blaspheme. Anyway, so it sucks you weren't first, but the good news is you can actually see the face of God and be changed in the twinkling of an eye forever. Should you begin to develop your own story of coincidence while having conducting charitable acts, dropping everything in your life on blind, not blind faith. I did it on blind faith, but on quasi blind faith, that when your story is good enough, it will become anointed as you see the face of God as maybe the second person or the third person or the fourth person or whoever or whichever number you come in at. Make no mistake, you're being ranked, and to see the face of God and live puts you at the top tier of human beings. Make no mistake, when you die, you will be judged. And seeing the face of God sort of puts you in the top category. Of course, that top category is ranked. And I come in it. The first human being to see the face of God and live. So you can be, below that. You certainly can't match it or be above it, because as the first human being to see the face of God and live, and it'll drop you to your fucking knees. It will be horrifying, which is why when you experience it, because God's omniscient, He's only going to give it to you if He's only going to show you His face if He knows that you can survive the experience. And the only way to survive the experience is to know that you gave everything up. When it happens, instead of being terrified, which you'll be terrified to some degree, but you'll also know, hey, look, I lost everything for this. And that 90-second period where you see His face, you'll be able to make it through unscathed. My suggestion is at least record it, because God is all. He's everything, but He's a narcissist, and He should be. Or I hate to use the word "should" because that implies that I know what's best, but God deserves the glory, and rather than have you run around saying, "Oh, I saw the face of God," after your experience, you can just show them your footage, like I have, my footage of the experience on this channel. So anyway, sucks you're not number one, but you can certainly be number 2, 3, 4, 5, whatever. You just have to drop everything in your life and save the world. Have a nice day, guys.